Okay. So yeah, it's gonna get a little hot and heavy in here, but I feel like it's something that I really wanted to cover for a while now. So the first thing first is that so I got selected to be one of the representative partners for Black History Month for streamers of color, and I was flattered and very honored. And they were like, you don't have to talk about any of that, but if you want to, by all means do so. And I was like, well, shit. So I have an opportunity right now in our month for Twitch to speak about what does it mean to me, Black History Month. What is have we really spoken about like race relations and anything like unfun and heavy like that? Not really, and understandably I haven't for a reason that I'll get to later on here. But I felt like there's a great quote that I thought was very insightful that I've come back to a couple times in my life, but I feel like right now is very very appropriate, and it's the discussion we're not having. Top thing right here. The discussion we're not having is a discussion of priority within itself. Meaning that if I choose to not discuss race relations or racism, bigotry, or anything like that, especially with my emote, my face, and whatnot, then it must not be a priority to me to bring it to the forefront to discuss it. Like the unspoken truth between you and I don't know your significant other, your parents, whatever, is within itself a discussion about how it's not a priority, right? So I felt like, okay, well, maybe I could do something here. So I'm going on a little bit of whim, and I'm gonna come in here with some stuff, clarification. Some of it's a little bit heavy, unfortunately, but I think if you stick through with me here, perhaps you will like and be a little more enlightened about what you'll hear. So, so with that in mind, let me go ahead and get into the next thing here. So, first thing first is race and myself. Some clarification, of course. One that I'm Tri-X, Michael Jefferson. I'm black. I never I don't know exactly. Like, my dad's like regular black. My mom is like 100 things. So like my mom's like 100 races, yellow bone, and I'm like I'm like majority black, but there's a like I know that if you saw my hair in the light, it's like some red, so I think there's probably that's like a Native American thing, right? So my mom's grandma is looks very Native American. My mom looks, you've seen her before, yellow bone is what they call that whole combination of things right there. And on her dad's end, it gets a little white actually. So I don't know. There's a lot going on there, but fix the spelling error before your speech. Spelling error? What did I misspell? Celebrating. Wait, in my title? I don't know where it's at. Yeah, no, I agree. I just wanted to clarify that. Cause I'm going to get to the next thing here, too. So I just wanted to, in the title. I'm looking at it right now. What do y'all see? I see this. I see this. Celebrating Black History Month with Real Talk and Monologue. What do y'all see? Anyways, I'm practicing. Oh, no, you're looking at the old thing. I changed that forever ago. Yeah. So that is what I am as far as I know. I don't have much more information beyond that either myself. But again, I don't really read to it too much here. I look obviously black, so I just kind of roll with that and go from there. Again, not that I put too much importance on it myself. The next thing here, though, is that when it comes to race, one particular thing I like here, or one thing that kind of sticks out to me a little bit, is Morgan Freeman's stance on race, and that it's been kind of known in a general context here that he's against Black History Month, but in a full interview from 60 Minutes from 2005, he finds it ridiculous that why must it be a month, and that Black history is ultimately American history. The things like the Atlantic slave trade and the 19th century slavery all around until it's considered unconstitutional from Lincoln, and etc. It's all the backbone. How did the American economy grow to what it was at the time, the economic powerhouse, to rise up in the world? Backbone of slavery. So much so that the Civil War happened because of the South versus the North and whatnot, right? Anyways, though, yeah. So he makes up that point. I won't go as far essay, all that. I mean, I'll more like I'll take what I can get. So if it means time to reflect back, especially whenever there's like current racism going on right now, I'm all for it. No big deal. Or I can in principle I can understand his point though about like why must it be a month? Why can't it be like it's just American history and it should be like, and perhaps there's a deeper meaning to this here because you look at the American history textbooks and it's like I mean I don't know if this was taught to y'all. I personally was like I felt had a very sheltered education and it was like the history books never really taught like slavery until like in its ugly, unfitting, unflattering, ugly past. These World War II Japanese camps, prison camps, these the rampant slavery going on in the South with the plantations and whatnot, the Atlantic slave trade, there's just a lot of ugly shit in American history. Honestly, it's really at war for majority of our existence, if I recall correctly. Etc. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on here, though. I want to get into all that. Just wanted to bring up like his stance, and ultimately, Morgan Freeman's thing about it is like, how do you tackle racism? And his thing is to not talk about it, to just kind of like emphasize further, as you all agree. I kind of like that idea too, that we're all humans. He's Morgan Freeman. I'm Michael Jefferson. And I am a person who does things of my interest and just happen to be black. And you happen to be whatever you are. And there's no need to read into what judgment of character based off of race, right? That's like the ideal world. And I mean, sure, maybe. And these got me right. This was like an '05 interview, so like things weren't how they are now, where it's like more of a. Am I getting to this point next year? Almost here, yeah. So we're gonna get to a little more about that point here, where I feel that's more of it's more extrovert racism going on right now. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's come back to the main points here, though. So that's Morgan Freeman's stance on it. I do find it interesting. I do find there are characteristics of that stance of. Yeah, I mean, do we really need a month? Because it's really just ingrained in the history of America in itself already. And do we really have to emphasize the success when you're black, when really it should be more about, like, not being marginalized outward and, or something like that or whatever? So I can get both ends of that spectrum. I haven't given enough thought to really think, like, what I think conclusively, but I'll take whatever I can get, as long as it's a positive thing. So we are where we are right now. Moving on, though, but me personally, though, on my reflection of the race to myself, I've never used my race as a catalyst for preferred treatment or victimization. You never see me say, self-described Trihex, one of the most successful black streamers on Twitch. I've never said, like, actually, I've never used my race for any of that stuff, actually. I've explained before in the past here that I've, having been to the 2009 Speedrunner meetup, having been to every GDQ I could, minus like a few, minus the first Summer Games Unquit, which was held at someone's house, literally. It's kind of a big ask right there, but in 2012. But I've been to every GDQ from 2010 to 2016. So that's like 7+ GDQs, right? Including many things else in between that. And I can tell you here, having been to all of them, there were no other black people at a GDQ until, I believe, 2013, 2012. Pretty sure it was 2013 is when I finally saw another black person there at the time. And I never thought anything of it, because I was surrounded by, it was thrilling because it was an environment of all speedrunners. I was there with people of my interest, interest in common perspectives united together. And that, to me, that overrode anything else. I didn't even see the race. I was like, oh, dude, you speedrun? Oh, cool. Tell me about, oh, you're a Mega Man runner. Cool. Tell me about what's like running Mega Man, fam. And then we would just compare my game to his game and the difficulties we get through and whatnot. So I found that really, really exciting. But the point is, though, yeah, I've been in environments void of other black people, and I never felt alienated. As you obviously know, I'm fucking nerd. I'm geeky and nerdy as shit. And throughout especially middle school, definitely middle school, I was the bottom of the social hierarchy barrel. I was like, okay, so there was kind of like an anti-meta group of friends of mine who would all hang out in the library during lunch by high school. But in middle school, we had like 4 middle schools in our area, so like the nerds and geeks were like much more spread out. So like it was like 2 to 5 per school, like really really small minorities, right? So and middle school for me it was like fuck, dude. It was me and my friend Dustin, and that was really it. And we were considered the bottom of the barrel. We would go to the library and just like freaking look up Dragon Ball Z pictures and try to draw them and shit like that. And that was until I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, and then we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Meanwhile, everyone else thought we were playing like demon spawning Satan game because it was cards. And it's like, y'all literally play regular cards and with the dice and shit over there. Like what? I don't know. It was like, and I'm getting to like a little off rail here on the tangents and whatnot. But like, point is like, Dustin was white. I didn't think anything of it because we had common interests, and I thought that was awesome. So I was a geeky nerd, super duper. Actually, outed by the black kids because they thought like, because they were confused in the South, and I live in Louisiana, and they're all like, I don't get it. Why does he act so white? That was the thing I got accused of a lot in middle school and high school, which shows you the sheer level of ignorance I had to deal with in the South here. Because I'm actually from Florida, but I now live in Louisiana. Or I live in Louisiana since 2001. So, man. I'm sorry. I'm derailing a lot here. We're going to move on past this and go further now. So, point is, I've never used race as a catalyst or for preferred treatment or victimization. I've never said, why me because I'm black? Oh my god, all this harassment, why me? Oh my god, my emote, why me? And it's like, nah, I never looked at it. And even then, I'm describing the things I don't do, and it feels weird to even describe to you that I would even come at it that way, like, of a victimization card. Nah, never, right? So, now, why I don't, and perhaps why that's my black excellence, I don't use the victimization card because, at least on the internet, I prefer, I know that, we're all gamers, anime lovers, and as someone who's been, very oppressed from ignorant people in social circles in high school and middle school and such, I know the damage of doing that, and I don't want to exclude anyone. Like, I don't care if, I genuinely don't care if you're gay, bi, trans, black, white, whatever. I don't even care what your race even is. Like, when I see all of you in chat, to give you an idea of how minimal attention I put on what could be your appearance, I assume everyone here, and this has actually worked for me. This got me very, very far for a very long time. I assume all of you in chat are balding, basement-dwelling neckbeards until proven otherwise. And then I'm comfy with you. So I treat all of you the same because I don't even bother trying to envision who each of you are as far as the appearance goes. I'll find out whenever I see y'all at TwitchCon or wherever I end up seeing you at. But yeah, nah, I really don't even give that kind of thought. Like, why would I, right? Like, no, not to make it sound disrespectful. That's actually to make it like, I treat you all the same. I use your character. I use your conduct. I use the context to breathe into like what you do. Whenever y'all resub, I pay attention to the resub, the message, the flexing, the emotes you guys like on an individual basis. I can tell the ones who are more active and the ones who are a little timid, a little shy or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it could be context. Maybe you're not shy. Maybe you just do Chromecast me all the time, and then you're just never. You don't want to really type on mobile because typing on mobile sucks. No, I totally get that here. Yo, Vox, what's up, man? So yeah, no, I totally get all that. But yeah, and perhaps that's my own form of black excellence. It's just like I am excellent and just happen to be black, but I don't use the blackness as like a exploitative trigger for like where I got to where I am, right? At least I don't think so. So, and then that goes to my next thing here, which goes back to kind of to the Morgan Freeman thing, which is that in my ideal future involving race relations, I like to think that, yeah, eventually we'll get to a point where yeah, we all unite together as humans for the greater good and greater cause of humanity. But unfortunately, I feel like we are a couple. I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, because I'm about to get, because like I'm gonna get into some stuff later on here that's a little heavy, but like we have a long way to go, and I think we're at minimum a few centuries away from really getting to the point where that could even be plausible towards like the overall unified human vision. So I feel like we're centuries away from that, or it'd have to be like impending doom from like something crazy, like some supernatural disaster, like a comet or a meteor collision that's gonna like wipe out like like a third of the planet or whatever, and then at that point people unite or don't. I don't know, like whatever. Like it's just tough to see it coming without like some major catalyst that'll put all the egos of nations aside for the greater good. But again, I sound like a hippie right now, a little bit, but it's wishful thinking. It's what I do wish. I do wish that race was put aside and that we all united together for a greater cause and move forward with a lot of things. But yeah, but yeah, we'll move on. We'll go on from there though. So I haven't like this is like the very beginning. I haven't even gotten to the next thing here. So the next thing I wanted to get into was this over here. So if you recall back a while ago, this Kotaku article. Now, so we're talking about race here, but we're also talking about some things I wanted to follow up on actually. And you may recall back a while ago, I did a Kotaku article. Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
I'm white, dated nothing but black girls, never thought myself as racist, but within the past 2 years I see a lot on TV and the conversation is making me self-conscious and trying hard not to be racist. What do you recommend for situations like that? Less than 3U.
Well, okay, so all right, so we got a little derail here. So Soul Shined, one, thank you for the 23. I can't believe it's already been almost 2 years. That's actually insane. That is beautiful and wonderful. I've seen a lot of people on TV, and the conversation is making me self-conscious and trying not to be a racist. Oh well, you're not racist. Like dude? Like that's just you can't help what you're attracted to ultimately, right? Some guys like blonde, some like redheads, some like Latino girls, some like black girls. Nothing wrong with that. If somebody came at you, Soulshine, and said that, oh, hey, white guy, quit dating all the black women because you're just fetishizing black women for your own like desire, shit like that. Like that's like reaching so hard that like, okay, are you abusing the girl? Are you just like playing her for the nookie and then like piecing out on, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're not doing any of these like toxic, like typical exploitative behaviors or mannerisms. So like I don't see how you can call just dating black girls because or opting for interracial relationships as like a racist thing. Like you like that white cock, don't you? Like no one. Sorry, first off, I shouldn't even say that because I know I'm having a real conversation right now. I shouldn't even like go for that impression, but like you're not doing that, so I don't see how people can be offended and reach that far to be offended at that. No, that's just you doing you. At all, no, that's silly. Now I don't know where you live. I don't know where you live. I don't know who if you feel like you're being looked at weird for that kind of way. I need a little bit more of the context, I would guess, to understand like why you feel that you're coming off that you could be coming off as racist. But to me, nah, man, that's just you doing you. Personalities and overlapping interests first. And anyone who looks at appearance alone and just thinks like, okay, like I see this couple in public, I see their appearance, and I immediately know all the things about them. It's just a shallow, toxic individual. You know what I mean? Like anyone who's been through a serious relationship, one that's like been like, whatever it takes to be serious at this point, 6 months, 1 year plus, whatever, like struggles, hard comings, that coming up together and whatnot. They that like, sure, you find her hot and she finds you attractive, and you both find each other attractive on a physical appearance. But like that only gets you so far. That's like Tinder / one night stand things. If she if you are a gamer who's into like D&D and lore and role playing and all that super fucking nerdy shit, and she's like into fucking Teen Mom and the Jersey Shore 10-year reunion going down this year alongside like some like, and she's like a big Kardashian fan, like keeping up the Kardashians is like her fucking shit. And meanwhile, you're into like gaming and shit, and she's all like, I hate games, that's child shit. But meanwhile, she plays Farmville and Candy Crush like a full crack addict, and you're just like, what's this double standard? Point is, if something that's going on, like personality, if it's not like banging, it's just not gonna work out. You know what I mean? So similarly, the point of that whole thing right there is that relationships, it's personality and compatibility first. Physical appearance is like what kickstarts it ultimately, but like if you're not connecting very well, it won't last very long. So anyone who would accuse Soulshine of, because he's dating black chicks, ultimately to think that he's being racist, stupid. No, that's dumb. Okay, so moving back to where we're going here with the Kotaku article. So in the Kotaku article, they invited me to do an interview about Try Hard the Emo when it was blowing up in the metrics. I say it was, still is, blowing up in the metrics as a top, according to Stream Elements. I don't know what Twitch's little thing is and whatnot. Whenever the emote was blowing up, partially due to Ice Poseidon's usage from his community, partially because of it being whatever, right? Being used, exploited, etc. They wanted my input on, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about, is people are calling emote racist? Do you want to speak about it? And in the article, we had a big interview, and I went over a lot of things, but notably like how I never use racist like as a catalyst. The emote's not racist. The emote is being used both for ultimately, exploitative things as well as for genuine good things, because it is above all a good emote. If Try Hard was a trash emote, it would not get used. Like, you don't see bad emotes ironically get used to the point of being so viral that they can even be called racist by the masses. It doesn't happen. Like, if the emote sucks, it does not get used. But if the emote is lit, then it will get used. There's a reason why you have things as innocent as an eggplant and a peach being used for penis and fat ass. You know what I mean? Like, they're a fruit, but people are going to look into the, what's the word here? Euphemisms? No. I don't know. Whatever the word I'm looking for is right now. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to do that kind of thing, no matter what. But above all than that, I stressed in the interview, it's because Try Hard is a great emote. It is an exaggerated smile that can be a sarcastic smile, a cringe panic smile, genuine hype, a general hype emote, and there are, visible dimples alongside. Also, I just want to tell you here, I didn't like bleach my skin. This is like different lighting. I was at an anime convention whenever this happened, so like the lighting is a little bit different there than it is here. But like, I have like different lighting now. So just so you know, I didn't like go Michael Jackson on you in the last like whatever. Actually, this picture's like 6 years old now. Actually, it's not crazy. Like, that picture is July 2012. So I can't tell which Triax is talking. Oh my god, dude. So yeah, what was I gonna say again about that? Yeah, it's a good emote, and because it's a good emote, it gets used. And if it ever gets used for racist things, in reality, that's more of an accountability issue of usually shit mods, bad mods, or a streamer. And again, it's fair because it's a learning experience. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Can't believe it's been 2 years already. Keep up the good work, man. You love.
Nova List, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the 2 years. Congrats on the big dick Yoshi. You're in there. So to continue on though, what's going on with this again?
Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Try hard.
Oh my god. So my God, thank you for the resub. Thank you for becoming a resub. Thank you for subbing in a perfect way to where it cut me off, as if I said that out loud. I totally didn't. To move on though, whenever the emote gets abused, or any emote gets abused, honestly, it's usually a case of like, because the emote itself can't be inherently racist. There's not like anything here that gives off like any exaggeration. It's my actual afro. It's my actual smile. There's
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
That sub quote is hype.
Thank you, Koss. Thank you for the 22. Thank you for reminding me. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, if you're saying the emote's racist, then you're inherently saying that that happy black men are racist, and obviously that's right. And obviously you're being racist by calling that racist. So, bad logic here, right? But yeah, the whatever gets abused is usually a case of like either shit mods. And I say usually, not universally. There's obviously a lot of context going into how this kind of thing happens, or like what kind of problem people are dealing with in the first place. But yeah, the either the mods are not to standard, or you did not make it very clear when you were.
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Everyone wants to flex right now. God, thank you for subbing as well. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for doing that as well, man. Oh my God, am I gonna regret that resub message? I guess we'll find out and see, won't we? But yeah, it's a case of did the streamer in the very beginning do all they could to make it very transparent what they found tolerable and intolerable? Because if you're not like, overpowering.
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Walmart shelf, thank you for the Prime sub. Enjoy your Try Soft as well. Oh my God! All right, okay. So yeah, there's a little train going on right now, I think. Well, to continue though, yeah. If you did not in the very beginning like make it known to your community what you accept and what you don't accept, chat will do what they can. There's a basic psychology I would find to chat that they are going to make their own amusement whenever they are in your chat, but you're not being entertaining or interesting enough. So like, ultimately they're going to start, they're going to meme on you. If you're in a Tyler 1 chat and you're Tyler 1 and you like, do whatever, chat's going to meme you no matter what. Like, you got the huge volume of people in there. You can't control all of them. You're going to be a sheep herder. You can't be the crack in the whip. You can't whip every single sheep into shape. You have to just kind of like bark at them and make them like influenced. So you have to like, outpower them strategically and whatnot, ultimately. But point is that you can't like, so they're going to eventually make their own amusement no matter how you do it ultimately. So what happens then is either you run like a really strict regime, or you make it known like in a blatant way what you find tolerable. Very early on, that way the community that does stick around grows from there from what you plan. You steer the ship in the very beginning, and then from there the chat is the wind blowing the ship further and further in that direction. So take that analogy and remove it from there, because I think that's a pretty solid one. You know what I mean? So that is now back to the Kotaku article though. The Kotaku article, there is something I regret though. I wanted to bring up here. Here's an update. So it's a great read if you ever want to check it out. I encourage you to do so right here. If you don't want to read it there, you can also read it here instead on the archive. Up to you though. There is one thing though that I kind of regret, and that was when I was describing how sometimes the communities don't prepare appropriately, or it's just like they have like shit mods or whatever that just kind of like ultimately. And what I mean by shit mods is that like they empower the hatred rather than like eliminate it. And what I mean by that is like ultimately, if people are going to be like super shitters and just like drop things like n-word, char, and like they are going to you can ban that person certainly, but it doesn't really stop them. Like ultimately they did it as like a kamikaze thing, because they're doing it just because like it gets attention. So it's like it doesn't really like, so if you ban an alt account, and I'm not saying it's necessarily like the wrong thing to do, but I'm trying to think of a better example here. Ultimately, point is they are provoking you for attention, right? And you are giving them that attention, and from there you just move on from that. So that's kind of how it works. And you've seen how I've handled some of those crazy raids, and I think I handle them really, really well. They don't bother me, and the ones I want to pay attention to, I pay attention to. Eventually, think of them like fish. They want attention, so if you starve them of attention, they eventually get dehydrated. Water! Sandy! Water! They're gonna eventually get dehydrated, run out of water, run out of breath, suffocate, get bored of their lack of attention they're gonna get, and then they get bored and they leave and they move on. So, it happens. Now that's like a very particular example, but if I was throwing more examples, I could probably elaborate further. But the one thing I regret here, though, is that at some point in the interview, by the way, okay, so this means saving a little bit of face here. Me and the interviewee, or the interviewer, I'm the interviewee, we're having a great conversation. It was fantastic, and like the tone is really, really good. And I was telling him how, yeah, man, like if people are mad about tryhard being, they're calling tryhard racist, then they're probably just cucks who can't get a grip on what's actually causing the problem in their chat. That's what I said in the interview, and I want you to know right now that I regret that. I am saddened, and it's unfortunate that I used the word cuck. I don't pay attention to the alt-right groups because I'm not. I don't want to say the R word. I really want to say it though. But like, let's just say like, I don't associate with individuals who are of the same tier of intelligence as flat earthers, like Tommy Lauren, like Ben Sharpio. Am I saying his name right? Like there are some really special hypocritical snowflake dumbasses in the alt-right. I blows my mind that there are young people who can be that stupid, but whatever. But again, I'm not here to make it political though. Just know that I was found I was made, it was brought to my attention that because I used the word cuck, which is a word that they use often, I use cuck for like shittery, memeful purposes, because it's just like, it's got a strong syllable to it. So whenever you're like overusing the word fuck, you can just say cuck, and it's
Anime,
like a.
I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Good to be back, my man. Glad to be a part of this community, PogChamp.
Shadow Wolf King, what's up, man? Thank you so much again for the fat 3. Gonna make a girl real happy with them 3 inches. Oh, he's a shithead? Okay, well, debatable on that one. I've seen some big things there. Yeah, he is an idiot though, right? Well, point is though, is that like, apparently in the article, they're like, and Trihex described it as heard in the alt-right circles, he called them cucks. And I just want you to know that I regret using the word cuck. I don't mean in any indication that I associate it in any sort of way with alt-right. Though I'm happy because even though there was a little bit of a reach in that Kotaku article at that point with that one, I want you to know that I didn't get any backlash for that. Like, everyone knew that I obviously am not, like, alt-right or anywhere near that. I'm actually, like, way on the other side, like, progressive left hardcore here. So, moving on, though, so I want you to know that clarification here on the updates on race relations and the Kotaku article about is tryhard racist. I regret using the word cuck because I did not know, and it's of my ignorance, that the alt-right uses that word, and it is now their word, and that in the broad spectrum of normie world, including Facebook here, I forgot this here, Pepe the Frog is an alt-right symbol, so the more you know, if you didn't know that, by the way, and cuck is an alt-right terminology, so when you call people cucks, you got that. So, there are those like us who are in a shitposting circle who like are a little more desensitized to those kind of things. But like, I digress though. Let's move on to the next thing here. So, next thing here is Twitch. What's your name here? Twitch. I can't say your name. Twitch Stinat. Honestly, I haven't updated my splits. Simply put, I haven't gotten around to it. Happy you remind me though. You remind me tomorrow. I'll change it to something else. But I feel like the difference there is that it's like the split is my stream, and people on my stream know like what that is, and like the word cuck with the Bowser emote, like what like about that was kind of funny. Like what that means. Like you're asking a question here, and I shouldn't even be answering individual questions because I'm going to derail here really really quickly. But Like if I sit here and answer individual things, I'm gonna be here all fucking day. But when you see this face next to Bowser Cuck Part 1, Bowser Cuck Part 2, it's the Bowser Fight 1, Bowser Fight 2, and you know what cuck means, so it's Bowser getting cucked it's Bowser sitting back watching idle while Mario plows his freaking hot banging blonde girlfriend that Bowser wishes he can get his hands on, but can't. So that's supposed to be the whole joke right there, simply put. The difference there is I used it in a Kotaku article and then it got like isolated out of context, and then actually it got isolated out of context and had context added to it as if I had anything to do all right. So like there was a big reach on Kotaku with that one, and that in publications and interviews I learned what I should and shouldn't do. Like how I now conduct myself a little bit better to where I try my best to make everything clip proof. Like if you're gonna clip me on any of this here, I try to make sure to go out of my way to make sure that the intended message gets delivered no matter how it is viewed or perceived ultimately, because I know how that kind of thing can get into drama real quick, and I'm not one to make drama or negativity as my tool for advancing or growing as a streamer. I want to do it the right way, just the non-toxic way, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm going for right now. But yeah, thank you for bringing it to my attention though. If it still offends you, I may consider changing it, but hopefully now that I've explained and there was observational context with it being a split on my speed run and not in a Kotaku interview, big difference there. But finally here, that portion where you say cucking from a Twitch clip, not the interview you did. I'm pretty sure. No, I remember there's a thing in there. Like if you Control F cuck and all right, there's something in there. But anyways, we'll move on from there though. Oh my god, dude, these clips right now. These clips right now. Anyways though, point is, future interviews I get for the tryhard emote or anything involving me, I will do a better job for you, the people, to not have things misguided or misleading and whatnot. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next thing here, and this is where I ask you to be very mature because it's gonna get a little heavy here. So racism, let's talk about it. I feel like it's the thing that is on a lot of people's minds. It's the unspoken negative that exists, unfortunately, and I wanted to go into a little further about the racism that I've experienced. Two examples of it that I thought were particular that I wanted to bring to your attention, because I can bring some insight into perhaps what's happening here and why it's happening, but also maybe how it's affected me in my past. Again, I rarely bring up like actual heavy things from my RL because. And I kind of go into this a little bit later here about how, in general, like I'm on Twitch to escape reality. I'm on Twitch in the beginning, I did speedrunning to escape the negative realities of a very not fun middle school and a very, very not fun high school. Yu-Gi-Oh was my escape drug, and then speedrunning became my escape drug, and then speedrunning kind of stayed around until it accidentally became a thing that I could do with friends and social with streaming. And then it became the thing I could do full-time 4 years later, and here we are now. So, but yeah, I use it to escape because I had to deal with racism, and actually some of them from my own people, from other black people actually. So, with that in mind, let's get into the first thing here, and I'm trying my best to make this as minimally political as possible, but it's kind of tough to do that. I'm not going to lie to you here, because we now live in a post-Trump world where ultimately racism is getting a little more extroverted, and it's a little more acceptable to show the dirty laundry and whatnot. So my first point here is that closet racism, and I don't know if I have a better term for it here, but extrovert racism, where it's like you have those who think like open bigoted racist people, and then you have those who are just like flat out. Yeah, no, I'm making a disclaimer here, so I want y'all to know right now, like, starting right now, if you are sensitive, if you hate heavy topics, if you hate not fun topics, then you may want to leave. If you are here for insight and a discussion that may be a little more deep than a typical Twitch chat one, especially one from my stream, then perhaps just lurk and see what you think. But if you're not here to tolerate and just like kind of like get provoked, if you're here to get mad, like if you're sitting here mad, don't be here. I'll ask you nicely here. Don't be here in the equivalent example of like you hate Logan Paul, makes a new video, and you want to go watch it because you want to go hate watch it. Like don't do that. Like you know whatever Logan Paul's gonna do, you're gonna look for the cognitive bias of like whatever you find inherently negative about him. Which not saying that there isn't negative things about him, there totally is. But like don't hate watch me if you're about to get like upset right now. I'm warning you, you may get upset right now. So we're gonna move on from that and go from there. So now that's out the way here.
I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
I love heavy topics.
All right,
Memphis
no.
mug.
All right, no, let's get in there, fam. All right, so the first thing I have for you here is now I'm not here to pick for you the heaviest, worst thing in the world. What I have for you here is it's an example that's pretty extreme, but as someone in the South, I want to let you know, or as someone who's been around it, this is not too far gone. This is just the one that got let exposed. So there's a girl, Harley Barber, if I'm saying her name right. You may have seen her. She looks like this. Racist sorority girl who... oh, wait, you can't see this, actually. Looks like this. Racist sorority girl who did some very, very unfortunate... I don't know if it was snaps or Instagram stories. And, yeah, did some really, really terrible things recently on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So I wanted to... So with the grace here, I wanted to show you these. This is a girl who was in New Jersey whose I guess aspirations were to join this Alabama fraternity sorority for women, and at the Alabama, I don't know if it's like the official forgive me, I don't have all my facts here, but University of Alabama or like somewhere there, and I can tell you right now, Alabama is like Louisiana's pretty bad, but Alabama is a little bit worse when it comes to the racist things, but yeah, so we're gonna
Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Closing parenthesis.
Bormelion, thank you for the 3 months, fam. You're a beast. All right, so yeah, let's so I'm just go ahead and let it play here. So let's go ahead and take a second, check it out, and I want to, and then we'll come back here and I'm gonna discuss a little bit further here. So first, let's go ahead and just do this.
With the poor people going on, we do not waste water. We don't waste water because of people in Syria. I love how I act like black people, but I love how I act like I love black people because I hate.
But hentai, that's
So that's really interesting. I hate, but I just saved the by shutting that water off. So jump on it, jump on this, jump on this, jump on this, jump on. Not like I'm gonna probably jump on your man with my sorority. I wanted to be an.
Yeah, so so we're looking at here is I don't know if you heard what you said there, like I have the water running here for the niggers and whatnot, and she uses it with a hard R and with a full-on N, and I'm bringing up that word right now because it is only that, it is a word, there's a lot of heavy context to it, but I want to bring it up to discuss its context, and I feel it's most effective to let you know explicitly what she said. I'm a fan of that because I don't want to derail this a little bit here, but just know that obviously, yeah, like it's clearly unfortunate, but it gets a little bit worse than that. So I had to go out of my way to find a video, find a video of the uncensored version of her next one. It's really, really bad, but I feel like again here, and we're gonna get to this point in a little bit here. There is a lot of people like this. I've seen quite a few of them. And I want you to know this is just the one who was stupid enough to have it snapped or Instagram storied or whatever here. But I ask you with full maturity to take us all in right here and understand that where we're coming from. This is where we are right now in the year on Martin Luther King's birthday, explicitly in 2018.
I wanted to be an alpha since I was fucking in high school, and nobody fucking understands how much I love alpha and now someone wants to say my offense because I said nigger. You know what? Nigger. No, I don't care if it's Martin Luther King Day. Nigger. I'm from New Jersey. So I can say nigger as much as I want. Nigger, nigger, nigger. And if anyone else wants to fucking snake me on my fucking Finsta for saying nigger, I'm in a fur vest. I want you to buy my fucking fur vest. Cause fuck you. Go to Neiman Marcus and buy my fucking fur vest. Cause fuck you. If you fucking snake me to my fucking sorority, that means fucking everything to me. Because fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I would literally take.
Right, so obviously that was really, really heavy. And I'm sorry if that offended anyone. But I find that one really important to see in full uncensorship. Just so you see, like, I mean, it's painful, right? It's painful to see that level. Also, what happened to my thing? Oh, I minimized it by accident. It's painful to see the ignorance and bigotry full blown like that. But that was her in her environment, comfortable, around those she trusted, to reveal her true ugly self in that fashion, to that extent. Now, mind you, it was crazy. I want to double down this one here again. The context of that video was her, like, snapping people who were questionably going to snitch her for being racist to the sorority leaders. And she was saying, like, oh, you're going to try to snake me. Well, allow me to double down on how little fucks I give, blah, 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 blah. And that's why that thing
When I
happens.
was 12, I was in the back of car with my dad and his friend. My dad's friend started complaining about all these fucking N-words ruining everything, and my dad tried to convince me that it was okay to say because it just means lazy, one half.
Yeah, okay, so we're actually going to get to
That was my first real experience with racism. Racism is huge behind closed doors. And many people just don't realize it because they haven't seen it firsthand. For reference, I live in New England, which is considered very progressive.
Right, yeah, no, it's crazy. Well, thank you again for sharing that, Score Energy. Thank you for the, what, $10? Wow, thank you for the 1,000 tryhards in chat right there. So don't worry here. I'm about to damage. So one, obviously that's not everyone, but what I wanted to bring up about that, and it's not, I'm not saying that everyone is like that. Think about what I'm saying here. That was to bring up an example of my first point here, which is closet racism and then extrovert racism. That was you got to think here. That doesn't happen overnight. Like her snapping like that, you see the reactions of everyone around her. Like none of them are immediately startled, or maybe they're just like putting on a front for the snap story because they didn't know she was going to say all that to that extent. I don't know. Again, I don't know the full context, so I don't want to judge the other individuals who didn't behave like that. But like that kind of behavior is certainly learned. I don't know if she got that from like, you know, her toxic high school friends in New Jersey. I don't know if like her parents do like that. I mean, again, I don't know the whole story here, but the point is that kind of thing, that extrovert racism is being seen more and more. But in reality here, ever since like, I guess, the rise of civil rights movement and segregation ending, it's really never gotten fixed. The parents or those who were around whenever segregation got repealed remained racist because it was ingrained to their culture. You know how, you know, I don't know. I don't want to overthink into like things I have not properly researched here, but I imagine like if you grew up and you saw whites only fountain, whites only dining room, whites only this and that, and then now you got to share. It's like, oh well, it was mine. Now it's no longer mine. Like you know, it was. If you were born into that moral skew, ultimately, then it's gonna be kind of hard to like completely realign with it, unless like you were around non-toxic individuals for the long term to like fix that problem, I would imagine. But anyways, I don't want to get into hypotheticals about all that. And I get that like not all of them are anywhere near that bad, but I just wanted to show you like full blown that she exists. That does happen. And in the South in particular, especially for me, it happens too. So I put a couple of notes here actually. So racism of unprovoked nature has crossed over from brown skin. Oh, right. So I have another example here for you, besides just her and whatnot. But I just wanted you to know, I wanted you to know that she's not alone. That's just the one. The thing to take from that is that she's not alone. That's just the one that got caught. And now she got caught. You know, she's the whistleblower that like, you know, actually blurted out what she thinks verbatim mind you, again, doubling down on doing all that because someone was gonna snitch about how racist she was. Imagine that. Imagine what she would do, or what she would say about if, like, I don't know, if like a black girl stole her man. Not only that, by the way, I didn't even get back to the other point here about the earlier video of the Fawcett about how, like, jump on it, I'll take your man. Like, so it's like a Napoleon complex of her, or with I don't know. It's like, you think that white women can just like take black men at your own disposal? I don't know if like some kind of like reverse porn saturation fetish you developed or whatever, but like it's like that girl has some deep issues, in particular Harley Barber. But again, I get that to be that fucked up, you have to be pretty out there. But moving on though, moving on from that, just wanted you to know that that does exist, and we're gonna get more into examples that I've had to deal with and whatnot from here on, a little bit later on here. Let's move on to the next example though, because this is the one that I found a little bit startling to witness here, and that is that let's see if I can find give me just 1 second to so let's see here. So there was a girl, I think it was in SoCal, I'm not quite sure yet, Miss Jaeen Ho, I think I'm saying her name right. It's like this, you know, obviously Asian, not you know, brown or anything like that. And whenever she got off the bus, I guess she had a confrontation with this gentleman prior to this happens. This is pretty crazy right here, actually.
Asking me if I speak English and then if I'm American, get the fuck out of my face.
You're the fucking one that's stupid. Fuck you.
Go
back to Asia. Go back to Asia.
Go
Let's nuke
back
you.
to your shithole asshole.
Trump, God bless Trump. We're gonna nuke you guys. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're ugly and you have a flat face and an ugly nose. Flat face and an ugly
Then
nose.
why are you talking to me, asshole?
Fat
Then
face
why the
and
fuck are
ugly
you
nose.
talking to me?
Flat face and ugly nose. And guess what? You guys have small dicks. Try to beat that. You can't.
Try getting laid, asshole.
So yeah, it's crazy. Again, that's just another one that just happens to be caught on camera. I imagine how many of those are not caught on camera. The gentleman was wearing, the douchebag was wearing boots. So I don't know if he's like, I don't know, post-tour or in the military of some sort and dealing with some kind of like PTSD thing or something like that. But yeah, like just that happens. And again, I'm not here to make it political. It's not even necessarily Trump that necessarily enables all of them to behave like that, because some of them just are, it's from the parents, and I'll get into that again later in the South here and whatnot. But the you know, she looks obviously Asian, and he's like, for a while I thought, okay, all the Trumpists are they just oppose like brown people, Middle Eastern, black people, you know, y'all should be happy, unemployment's lower. Brown people, oh yeah, they're all terrorists except in Saudi Arabia where we have business connections. You know, no, whatever. Like, you know, yeah, we need to have tighter security and have our travel ban because it'll make everything safer and whatnot. Despite domestic white terrorism being a bigger problem than the opposite end, right? But again, I'm not trying to make it political, but ultimately you kind of have to when you just look. It's just the facts with what's been going on. But moving on though, it blew me away that I'm seeing racism come to that degree. Extrovert racism towards just anyone foreign now. Like, you're, I don't want to say it like as like blunt as, oh, you're not white, or therefore you're foreign, and you should be thankful for the privilege of being in my country. I don't know if that's how they view it in their head or whatnot, but like you just saw the unparalleled level of bigotry, and if I bothered to, I can find many more examples of documented bigotry. But I'm not here to just like, you know, fetishize that and just show you that over and over again to get you repetitively mad. I'm just here to tell you that like it's gotten to that point. This is what's caught on camera. It's like you take that times like 100 with what happens off camera. It's insane. But yeah, xenophobia in general. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's move on to the next thing here though. So I showed you that thing and that thing. The next thing here I have for you here is a little bit about me then. So how does racism affect me in the South with my girlfriend in a relationship? And the reality is, it does a little bit, honestly. I try my best to ignore it and not read into it. I've never had a confrontation about it. I've never had that issue, thankfully. The only thing I can really think of, if you care to know, in a real situation that I've had before, is I got a speeding ticket in 2011, right? Because I live, back in the gap I lived in the country, and I went to work at GameStop, and in the GameStop I would go work at was like it was 2 GameStops over. It wasn't the closest one to me. It was like further away, not too far away, like a 15-minute drive. But it was in a very rural, small town. And if you've ever been to these rural small towns, the police departments there are either like starving for revenue or bored shitless or both, and they just have nothing better to do but like, if you're doing like 45 in the 40, boom, ticket like that, boom, boom, boom. I don't know if it's courthouse revenue or what, but like, it was my first time running through this one small town, and I didn't know, like, it's like the speed limit, because again, you're in the country, right? So like you're doing like 70, and then when you like there's like a speed limit sign maybe like 100 yards before the city, and the shit drops from like, doing whatever to like 30, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know this, crap. It's actually a pretty bad speed trap, honestly. And the cops are camping behind this one little thing between the halfway point, like past the speed limit sign, but before you're in the actual city when you would obviously slow down, and get you like that because gotcha. So whatever, I guess being taken, no big deal. I go to the courthouse to pay the shit. Also, I'm doing the hand thing. I'm doing that right now. I go to the courthouse to pay the thing, and there's a pretty roughed up white guy who goes after me. I go, and I'm wearing I'm working at GameStop. So I'm working at GameStop back before they allowed jeans. So I had to, it was kind of like I had to wear my nice little like pinstripe my pinstripe dress pants and a button up polo. I looked good, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like we went ham there. We would call it a GQ stop. You know the store GQ, the upscale dress store. Yeah, we called it GQ stop because we would just choose the dress like super fly. That way, whenever customers would get ignorant on us, again, I'm kind of derailing here a little bit with GameStop stories, but like when customers get ignorant on us about anything stupid, like we were looking good, so they would like feel that much more dumb. Actually, we looked so good, most customers thought we were making commission on sales, and it's like, commission on sales. What is this? 1995? Get out of here. I don't make commission on anything. Anyways though. So I'm dressed nice. I look nice, and this is like my afro is there, but it's not like like powerful like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like I was young Tri-X. You know what I'm saying? Young Tri-X. So I go through the metal detector. Nothing beeps, and then the cop pats me down anyway. Like, hey, whoa, want to pat you down. And he like pats me down, and I'm just like, do I look suspicious right now? Like I feel like it was like I'm here to.
I honestly have to live with racism a decent amount, being white, Middle Eastern, specifically Israeli. I grew up with my father and grandfather calling out and being distrustful of many Muslims and Arabs. It kills me every time I see it to know that 1/3.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Oh, you got 3. Well, all right. There's gonna be the multi-parts right now. Dude, yeah. Well, so I'll wait for your next one to come before I reply to all of them. But yeah, like I go to the metal detector, and he wants to pat me down anyway, and I'm just like, okay, like I guess I get it. He's gonna pat everyone down because he feels like has I guess pants on or whatever. But the guy behind me is it's a carpenter, and he looks like a scruffy white guy wearing like cargo pants. So he has like cargo pockets. Goes to metal detector, nothing. Doesn't pat him down. Moves on. I'm just like, well, so because I was black? Because like that guy clearly looks. I mean, like I'm talking like scruffy, unkempt, carpenter, cargo pants that had shit in them from his job or whatever. Could have been screwdriver, any kind of thing that could have been a weapon or whatever. Nah, he's good. Move on. I'm just like, Jesus, really, dude. But yeah, so that's my like one.
2/3 the people who raised me are bigoted towards others. I do my absolute best to avoid this kind of shit, but since I was young it imprinted on me, and a lot of times my first thought is to get nervous and shut down, which kills me inside and makes me.
No, I hear you, man. It's no one likes confrontation. I'm right there with you. Like, honest.
3/3 feel like shit about this kind of stuff. I do my absolute best to combat this shit. that I think and act for the greater good with social justice and getting along with everyone, even with the Palestine-Israel argument.
Yeah, that's why you have to deal with that, man. It sucks. It really does suck. Like, trust me. Again, I maybe if this one goes well, maybe I'll do this more in the future. We'll talk more about that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, I hear you though, loud and clear, man. It's unfortunate. It's lame, and it's like
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Can't resist interrupting Trajiggle.
Comfy Ponce, thank you for the 8 months. It's all good. It's all good. So what I was gonna say about that comment there is like if I actually had to deal with like if I had to deal with anyone like this, I don't know what I would actually do. I think my gut reaction would be I think about it right now and I'm like, all right, if there was someone being bigoted, right? I would want to avoid confrontation and just leave. If it was happening at me, I would usually leave. I wouldn't even give them the satisfaction of like let them drown in their own stupidity. But I can't think of a situation where it would actually where it like would happen to me because I wish somebody would. But don't worry, I mean, we'll get to more in a second here though. But how's it affect me though? So that was a story of how it affected me at the courthouse in particular. I don't deal with it day to day. I actually live in a really, really nice suburban area that's really, really great. My next door neighbor is gay. I don't think he's like, I think he's kind of trying to hide it a little bit because he's like, he feels he's going to be judged in South Louisiana, but I want him to know like I'm his friend and shit. So I think we're doing well on that. So that's really, really awesome. But where I feel it the most though is definitely at the gym I go to. I go to the nicest gym, not because I feel I'm entitled to that gym, but it's a good gym. There's a lot of free weight equipment. You don't have to wait on anything, and I'm really, really happy and a fan of the gym I currently go to. But the problem is, it's kind of one of those like status things where like all the I don't know, upper income individuals go to this gym as well. So there's a couple of Ferraris and there's a Porsche and a few like, you know, super duper tuned up Corvettes in the parking lot and whatnot. And there's a couple of I gotta see a lot of them a lot. I see a lot of super fucking lame things in the parking lot. You know, proud deplorable stickers. You know, Trump pants stickers all over everywhere. There's this one Jeep with a Confederate flag on it that just like I roll my eyes so hard at every single time. And I just like try to look past all that and like, all right, whatever. They're just you know, daddy's money with a spoon in their mouth, and they never had to like ever deal with real oppression in any kind of way and whatnot. Dude, it's oh my god, it's so fucking lame, dude. And there are times where, as you know, me and Venom is white, I'm black. It's really obvious. We're interracial. And I'll walk through, and I feel like, you know, it's 2018. Interracial couples this shouldn't even be a thing. Like, if anything, like not that it's a negative thing here, but if anything, I feel like in the South, they're more oppressed to gay people than they are interracial people. But, you know, it's like I don't know, with them, I don't get it with, like, it's like the Bible, it's like, you know, they just, I don't know, they cherry pick what they want to believe for their, like, religious pursuits. But then they ignore all the other stupid shit in there too, where it's like, shouldn't be wearing like more than 2 fabrics at one time. You know, when you do, I'm not want to get into all that. Okay, I'm not here to like shit anyone's religion, so we're gonna move past it now. Just know that the crazy ones are crazy, and we have gotten some looks. I've seen some old white men look at me in a very stern, is that boy dating that girl? I don't know about that. And it's just like, dude, go fuck off. What are you mad for, dude? Go take your old... I'm sorry, it's just... Try my best here to remain positive on that whole kind of thing. Like, I kind of wish they would tell me something. They would have the balls to come at me and be like... You know, because I see them... I catch them looking in my corner, but I think... No, Tri-Hex. No, obviously I call myself Tri-Hex out loud here. No, Tri-Hex. Don't let it get to you. Obviously, you're overthinking it. They're not actually looking at you and her in a questionable, stern manner. It's just you caught them looking at you with the gains. That's all it is. And I think that, and I move on from there. You know what I mean? But like, what biv do I even have? Like, if I even go confront that or like entertain the thought that we're getting looks because we're an interracial couple at a gym working out together. By the way, motivated together. By the way, working out together. By the way, it's a beautiful fucking thing. All that good stuff here. if I go confront him, you know what that means for the stream? It means that I come here that much more later than I should be. So it's like, nah, they ain't worth it, fam. Like I said, let them suffocate. Let them suffocate like fish out of water. They want attention. You move on from there. You know what I do to make them the best tool to make those kind of people unhappy? Show them or make them mad. Be happy, yo. Like, get your pump. And I make sure to fist bump the shit out of Venom whenever we're done with our, if we're doing like dumbbells, dumbbell flies on the bench and whatnot, I'll make sure to fist bump the shit out of her, and then we happily move on to our next thing. I don't even look at him and just let him die with his dumbass Trump shirt and whatnot. And I gotta do that too, by the way. Oh my! If I had to tell you, the amount of MAGA hats and Trump shirts. Oh my God. And there's this one guy with the fucking, and it's all the gym, by the way. It blows my mind. Like, scandal after scandal, and I'm just like, they must only watch Fox News. It's unreal. Like, there's this one guy who's always is so far he's so far into the Alex Jones blunt. Like, he's so deep on that shit that he bought multiple shirts. He has a MSNBC fake news shirt. He has a CNN fake news shirt. He has a vote Hillary for prison shirt. And I'm not saying Hillary's a good person, but like, clearly you got his like, I don't even know what we want to call it. Like, I almost want to say the R word again, but like, not smart person starter pack. It's like that, and then like a 5-year subscription to Fox News, and there you go. You got your thing right here. And he wears them all the time. And then he got bored of wearing his fake news MSNBC shirt, and then he like. By the way, I am not saying that MSNBC does a good job either. They're also terrible. All the corporate media network, all the corporate media stations are fucking terrible. But again, that's another talk for another day, though. Moving on, though, he took his fake news MSNBC shirt and he cut the sleeves off to make it a tank top. That way he could wear it when he wanted to get a good workout pump. I'm just like, dude, who are you? And oh my God, I can't. When you're such a shallow person that your identity is that, more power to you and whatnot. So, oh my God, dude, it's unreal. So yeah, I have to deal with all that. But aside from the gym, or again, it's just old white men. I would tell you if there was anything else. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you another story here. So, yes, it's old white men who give me and Venom looks because we're interracial, and they get mad. So when they get mad, I make sure to go out of my way to make sure that we look very happy when we're in the gym. Fist bump, nothing suggestive. I don't grab her ass in rebellion. I don't grab her hip in rebellion. I don't kiss her in front of them to make them feel triggered and whatnot. Nah, fam, kill them with kindness, yo. Fist bump. Let them make them a thing. Maybe I'm her personal trainer. Maybe I am her boyfriend. Maybe I'm her workout partner. Maybe I'm a platonic, just whatever. I'm a opposite gendered best friend. Maybe I'm that. Who knows what. So let them think what they want to think. Let them drown. Because I wish they would come ask me and be like, "What are you to that girl?" And be like, "The fuck's in your business, dude?" Whatever it may be. So, moving on though. So yeah, I deal with that in the gym there a little bit, but it's minor at best. It's something I can't deal with personally. It's all about being mentally strong. It's easy to give in for confrontation, but I'm not a confrontational kind of guy. My time is too precious to just be there and be like, "What are you looking at?" So, take that for whatever it is right there. Let's move on to the next thing though. So we got that right there. The next thing I want to do was revisit some questions from the past that involve racism or things of racial tensions that are relevant to me. So what we have right here is the first one, one that's asked commonly here. Now I want to get this one again on the record for this month, for this time, for everyone involved. Is tryhard racist? I guess all time. I guess so often that my mod usually have the command to answer that question, but I'll slow things down for you and go over it again here with you. Is tryhard racist? No. An emote can be racist and have racist caricatures and explicit exploitative things to invoke negative stuff, right? But no, try hard itself is not racist. It is literally a picture of me making a very awkward smile that I made next to a girl I thought was cute back in 2012. It is not racist. You're reaching really hard if you try to make try hard racist. People who have brought to my attention that they would like, there are people who said, hey, so and so said they're vouching to have try hard removed because it's being used to spam negative things, and I say, well, why? Like it's if you delete try hard the emote, like if I go with your shallow short term plan of removing try hard and deleting the emote, what does it really accomplish? Two things here happen. One is that you let the abusers of the emote know that, hey, despite the emote being a not racist emote, an emote that does get used for positive things too as well, that hey, you can be such a negative, toxic, shitty person that you can actually influence what emotes remain on Twitch. Like you are indirectly telling them they have the power to manipulate the global emote roster of Twitch. You're letting poverty plebs know that they have that power. At that point, once they see that it happens in any kind of fashion, they can get emote removed due to that abuse. Will they not just like run rampant and try to do whatever they could to just like continue to cause anarchy and chaos and whatnot? You know what I mean? But not only that, so that happens, and then it's like, so you removed it because it was abused. Wouldn't they just like slide over to the next thing they could exploit anyway? Because ultimately, again, we're talking about the same universe where like eggplant and peach get used for sexting or just dick and vagina is what it is, or ass. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. Or use it mockingly, use it seriously. It's whatever. Like it is like they get used because they are exploitable in general. Make some good emotes. It's just good old fun and whatnot, right? So if you get rid of try hard the emote, people would inevitably probably double down on punch trees, Kevin Turtle, really though, and of course come on bro, right? Like they would just go to those instead and just like double down on those instead. Like it's silly. I don't even know how else to I can dumb down any further and think that yeah, no, it's not racist at all. It's all about it's context. You know what I mean? Context is what's going to be important here. How is the emote used? And if the context is negative or bad or offensive, then it's the accountability of the person. In reality here, to completely police the bad and the good, you would have to have some kind of big brother solution where there is accountability. Right now there's no accountability. It's just someone's random alt that's email verified and chat and whatnot. But for there to be for it to be actually the utopia of being clean and no negativity ever, you just gotta restrict what speech is allowed at that point, and nobody wants that. It's stupid. There's a reason. There are psychological reasons why you enjoy and are into and are immersed in the discussion in chat in a Twitch chat, and you are not immersed in anything in a YouTube comment thread. YouTube comments are just it's like two idiots shouting at each other across the cafeteria, and then because their vocabulary doesn't extend past 2 syllables per word, they start throwing fucking chocolate at each other and shit like that. It's
Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Less than 3.
Thigh Eggman, thank you so much, man. So yeah, to me, try hard is not racist. Try hard, if you get rid of it, there's other black emotes anyway they'll get exploited. If you get rid of it, you're enabling those who abuse it, and you're saying that those who do use it for hype and good things, I brought up examples in the Kotaku article, are being undermined, and it's it's unfortunate. I feel it's not the right way to do anything, honestly. So that is the answer to that one. I want to revisit that again. So the next thing here is do I do everything in my power to negate racism? And a tweet. Oh shit. Ooh, I wrote that down and I forgot what I wanted to show here now. Fuck. Fuck. Forgive me, I didn't prepare anything here. I forgot what I wanted to show for that one. I don't remember it anymore. Do I do everything in my power to negate racism? What tweet did I want to show you with that? Oh, I don't remember. Well, we're gonna have to move on from that one. So, forgive me here. I was gonna say things here, but I don't remember. Where we were going with that one. So I have to move on. My B. Next thing here. So pre-forum, Let's go back here to this stream in this segment, and why I haven't done anything like this, honestly. I don't usually do heavy, political, tension-filled, depressing, RL-full things like this because it's heavy, it's not fun, and I feel it's a case that, because I don't do it often, my audience doesn't expect this, like, destination to be where they land at, right? But I made an exception because I wanted to experiment further, and I felt like I was given the opportunity here, and I didn't want to live in regret. I didn't want to be a featured black streamer or a streamer of color for African American Black History Month on Twitch, and not do my part to bring the conversation to a good light. When you think of try hard, I want to do all I can to, instead of, like, rather than, like, being infamous or being spammed to oblivion for racist things or whatever people are. I'm not on all the sections of Twitch, so I don't know exactly how it gets used in those other cases. But, like, I want to be known that, Trihex the person is where the emote came from, and when it's used in the context that he condones it in, that he uses it in, it's classful. It's I want to say tasty. It's tasteful. There you go. It's tasteful. It's classy. It's hype. It's exciting. It's a great emote. I use it for all kinds of things, and I've never used it for anything like that. Any of that stuff, like all that stuff that happened, around the time that Ice got banned, or whenever you want to pinpoint whatever it started getting used for, like, skewed, toxic things and whatnot. I don't know exactly when, and I'm not saying he or anyone in particular. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the entire Twitch ecosystem to know exactly when the whole shit happened and whatnot. But I want you to know that when you think of me, I am responsible. When you think of the emote from me, that you think of all the good and none of the bad, because none of the bad involves me. That's just bad individuals. It's not me at all. So, and that but back here that I wanted to do this whole segment here now, to give you a different light. Try it out. I'm excited, and it's been going really, really well. I was not scared. I wasn't scared to do this. I just wanted to make sure I had the time to do it all correctly and prepare for everything right now. But yeah, ultimately, I did this segment because I love you guys, I love my community, and I love myself. I felt like this was worth doing. Like, I started this whole segment here with 500 viewers, and we got to where we are right now. I would have been just as enthusiastic with like, whatever amount, but you're all here anyway. So I'm compelled, and it fills me with joy that it's real here. Some people, even me, I may have been a little skeptical. I thought, can I really do a segment like as heavy as this on Twitch and have it work out? Would chat behave? Do I need mods on deck? Do I need to, like, but no, it's like, if you are a respected person, chat will listen. If you have something to bring to the table that they are ready to hear and get the insight for, you're ready to hear that. In the future, I could definitely prepare more things about, like, what it's like in the South, and perhaps I can look into more situations, like the unfortunate ones here, maybe some more subtle ones or whatever. But ultimately, there's other encounters I can think of that I could have probably brought more insight to. But I just wanted to bring up that particular one earlier because of the, just let you know that there are closet racists all around, as well as to complement the extrovert ones. It's just that the extroverts are the ones that get caught, and then it makes the closet ones quiet again until they feel more comfortable to expose themselves further on. You know what I mean? But continuing on my point here, though, before we get to the forum, I owe it to you the respect to be honest and sincere about how I feel, and to live in a world free of regret by saying and discussing what's important to me, as well as what may be to you. I read that word for word because I couldn't think of how to word it any better here. But yeah, that is how I felt about the whole segment here. So, no regrets. No regrets, yo. It's hot. It's hot. So with that, now I can I wrap up the segment here with bringing it open to the forum here. What can be done better on Twitch as far as because that's the first thing, right? It's like, okay, if there's complaints, what are the solutions? What can be done better on Twitch? What can be done better in my chat, in my community, in my streams? Personally, I think that all mine are great. I don't think I deal with any of that, honestly. Like, even there are occasionally a couple of people who come in here and they just, like, nigger. They do all that and whatnot, but, like, it just I don't even read it, and usually they get bored and or I don't know, someone just bans me or whatever. But I often tell my chat to like, even for them, the ones who are just obviously 12 years old and just like clearly looking for attention, don't ban them, because when you ban them, you're just killing a kamikaze pilot. Their intention was to get banned. They didn't give a shit, or it was their alt, or it was like one of their throwaway accounts or whatever. You want to do more? I personally, whenever mods are asleep and I'm the one who has to deal with that person, I always opt for giving them the 9999. You know, I just hit 9 4 times. It's like 3 hours, right? So I give them a 3-hour timeout. Rather than ban them, I never ban anyone. I give them a 3-hour timeout.
I got banned for saying the left can't meme. Can I come back?
Oh, Mother Trucker, what's up, man? Yeah. Let me I don't know when that happened actually. Maybe Mother, is it Mother Trucker? Mother Trucker. Oh, there we go. All right, you already did it. All right, cool. Yeah, just behave, man. I don't know the whole context here. I'm not gonna waste time right now asking more about that. But behave, fam. But welcome back. But yeah, like whenever they do like anything like just like, you know, crass and the lowest common denominator. Hey, what's the most offensive thing I can do to make sure I get attention immediately within 3 seconds? Oh, I know. I'm gonna type that word that makes everyone get pissed off without thinking about what the hell that word is or what it means. You know, they just do that and then they whatever, right? But I don't ban them, because if you ban them, you're not really, it's just like a slap on the wrist. They just move on to the next target and go from there, because they feed off that attention like an annoying, bratty little brother, like a little fuckhead 7-year-old brother, right? No, I give them the 3-hour timeout because I'm like, they're timed out. They'll see that it's a 3-hour. They'll listen to my reaction about, well, hope that was satisfying for you. You know, and I feel like they have time. They must come back and reflect upon what they did and how they got no satisfaction out of it, because I don't give them the, oh, how could you? You know, I don't give them that, because I'm not that fragile about that kind of thing. And you know, because we're rock hard, and hopefully they change. My idea is, in theory, they'll have to reflect at least for 1 second about what they did, and maybe they'll change next time. So I offer that instead of that. So back to your deal, but
I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
I love the real talks. As a mixed race dude, I feel that having open dialogue about these things promotes thought and growth. Appreciate you, my dude.
Power stance. Thank you for the 18 months. I hear you, fam. I hear you all the way. We're going to keep going to that, actually. So the questions now are, what can be done better on Twitch? What can be done better in my chat, community, or stream? And then whatever else you want to bring to the floor. I don't know how well I can really like read chat between now, but let's put like oh my god, here, because it's already 11:30. Oh my god. All right, so I don't have too much time here, so we're gonna put 10 minutes, and I'm probably gonna go over on that anyway. But I'll read what I can here and bring my insight to it, and then we'll go from there. So 10 minutes, no scrolling. What you guys got? Was there anything I missed here? Do you want more of these segments in the future? I can consider them. Let's see here. Though again, I wonder. I don't really know what to expect here. These kind of questions could get a little heavy. I'll have to see. And I'm not saying I know everything either. Well, thank you for doing this. You got a lot of young viewers, and it's good that you can be such a good influence. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I try. No, words hurt, man. Words hurt. Oh, actually, you know what? I didn't talk about that, actually. I didn't talk about how, I guess, before I continue here.
I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Fullerine, thank you for the 4 months in a row and the Prime sub. You're a beast. So I guess one more thing before I start reading chat hardcore here, and that is that I guess if you wanted a little more insight into how I operate, the reason why N-word spam, the reason why like just openly like low bro hanging, racism and whatnot doesn't offend me, is because perhaps I don't associate with that. I don't associate with like that. I don't know, man. How my mom raised me, I was not to see race, or not to see like they're your friends because they're your friends because they love, as a kid I love Sonic the Hedgehog because they love Sonic like you, because they like games like you, because they are respectful to you like you are to them. Treat them how you want to be treated. Treat them how you want to be treated. And I was that morality was put to me very, very well at a young age. So I definitely was very much into that, all that shit right there. And I was a sharer. I was a friendly person. I loved making friends. I loved feeling accepted. All that. Elementary school was dope in Florida, and then when I came to the South in Louisiana, it was like crazy. It was like night and day difference. But yeah, I never associated with all that stuff though. Like I don't know. Like I imagine there are some people when they get called that word, they like, I don't know, maybe there's like some memories in the past of them getting called that or whatever, and maybe that triggers them and they break down emotionally, and they for a second let that consume them, and then become the offended, the oppressed, and the victim. But for me, it's like, no, like I'm successful, I work out, I'm motivated, I'm mentally aligned, I'm intelligent, and you're going for the lowest common denominator. Like, you couldn't even think of an insult more. You couldn't think of an insult creative to like the context of perhaps like all the hentai I consume, or the anime I draw, or the by the way, clarification here, hentai that is definitely to me art that I draw, because drawing anatomy is difficult because I was an animation major. I know that shit's like fucking real. Anyways, moving on here. You couldn't think of an insult that had like, more than 2 syllables or any deeper context or critical thinking skills that were involved. Just thought, oh, I'm gonna use, that word. Well, congratulations, man. You gave me an uncreative insult, therefore I'm gonna give you an uncreative reply. Yawn. So yeah, I never identified as that, so I never really like take offense to it. Like I don't know what's that. I'm trying to give a better analogy that's really put that in there, but yeah, it doesn't like it's like who are you trying to do right now? I don't like what are you're coming at me like that? Like I don't understand. But okay, let's move on though, because I'm kind of making this point a little too far now. Let's move on to the next thing here. Chicken Bits, thank you for 65 bits. So let's move on to the chat again here. So we got 6 minutes on the clock. I'm looking right now. What can we table about all this here? How can make the community a better place? My friend claims he's just not attracted to black women. Is that a problem? Racist? No. I mean, again, the context of how he said it, it's fine. It doesn't find attractive. Yo, Zim.
Badass DBZ tank.
What's up, man? Thank you so much for the 2,000 tryhards in chat. Appreciate you, fam. Okay, so yeah, if your friend doesn't find black women attractive, that's unfortunately, I've seen this a lot in the South. Like, ooh, that girl too dark. I don't know if I can fuck with that. And it's like, oh my god, dude. I don't know. That's a very, I mean, I get it, personal preference, aesthetics, and whatnot. And it goes both ways too, actually, because there's on a different spectrum here. So that you have this thing right now where there's kind of like this sense of beauty. Beauty is obviously subjective, but like there's like this Euro ethnic sense of beauty that's prime right now, where like, I don't know, slender models who are of European descent usually are the ones that are deemed the most beautiful, right? Or on the opposite spectrum here, and some other, or a recent thing here now is that, thick girls are considered attractive. But you go back 400 years ago when being plumptuous was like a status symbol of you being well fed. Thank you for all the bits, by the way, everyone. If you were like a little more plump, a little more chubby, chunky, you were considered beautiful, and that was like, because it was a rare thing. Everyone was often like underfed, undernourished. So they were like skinny and lanky and whatnot. But if you were thick and chubby, you were considered attractive, like around the Renaissance era in particular. And then 400 years later, here we are now, where it's that, and that could be because of the makeup industry, it could be because of the movie industry, it could be because of just ingrained decades of oppression and sexism that's been rampant in the Western civilization because of I think we live in a world right now where I know it's crazy to think this right now, but 70 years ago, women couldn't vote. Women couldn't vote. America, 18th century, and then women couldn't vote for another 150 years or whatever. It's just crazy, So it's there's definitely a lot of problems that arise from the how long it took progress to come and whatnot. I mean, I don't want to sit here and argue with one-offs here, but if I had citation ready, I would counter that one. But no, it's cool though. Moving on, the whole point of all that is, I didn't argue specific here. It was just to say that what's the word here? Symbols of beauty change in time, like fashion, and your friend, and the whole point is that your friend is not into black women. I don't know. That's not inherently racist. You have to look deeper into it. If he's but it could be just preference though. That's whatever. And again, it goes other ways too here, because you also have the whole skin bleaching epidemic in Jamaica right now, where people are getting some questionable skin conditions whenever they're using these unregulated skin bleaching products because they want to look beautiful, and it's an unfortunate reality, or just look different, I guess. I'm not quite sure honestly, but you got that problem too as well. So it goes on both spectrums in a way. But yeah, your friends, I don't know much more about it to say really. Anyways, here we got 2 minutes left. So what else you guys got here? What did I miss anything else here? How do I feel about Twitch putting up a tag for political discussion streams and heavy topics, debates such as the ruling your program? Oh, how do I feel about them putting up one? I don't know. I feel would people really want to go to that? I don't know. I'm not sure. Can I please address the new Twitch terms of service? I actually did earlier. For the most part, it's a step in the right direction. IRL has been too powerful, and it's been killing creative. It makes a lot of the younger, smaller streamers have to go to IRL for traffic because everyone's going to this chat roulette meets chatterbait directory that you kind of don't know what you're going to really get, honestly. But above all, what I'm really proud of them with the whole thing is that they have.
Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Thank you so much, man. Who's that? That was F Man. Thank you for the Prime sub, homie. Thank you, F Man. What I'm most proud of with the new community guidelines here is the transition period. So those titty streamers or those key offenders and what was the
Anime, I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Thank you again, Falco, for the 4 months in a row. Is that they wanted to change? Hey, we're not here to oppress
Anime,
you.
I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Wow, more cowbell. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you so much, bro. I'm glad to have you here. So yeah, the transition period.
Have you ever thought about playing Danganronpa on stream? I think you should. That game smacks hard.
Forgive me here. That name rings a bell. Is that the platformer that's really dope, or is that that ecchi hentai game that I hear about? Both have a similar thing here. But yeah, the transition period here, where there's no enforcement until February 19th, going all the way to reach the people who were probably key offenders and then telling them how to transition.
I don't really fuck with that, but hentai, that's my shit.
Try soft.
So, finally someone's a try stop here. Mel Tubber, thank you so much, man. What else here? But yeah, they want them to keep in the system, dude. They're not here to just throw out the trash. They have people can change. So the transition and to change their ways and to get some one-on-one advice on how to fix them and whatnot. It's really really cool, man. It's really really awesome. So yeah, I have no problem with all this here. The only other thing I've heard is that supposedly shirtless streaming is banned again. So rip any male showing off delicious
Anime,
sweaty
I don't really
pecs.
fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Philip0544, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Making me your Twitch Prime senpai. You only do it once per month. The button top right there, and you said, yeah, I got you, fam. Enjoy your Trisoft. Thank you everyone for being here. So that's everything involving this talk and whatnot. It was pretty successful. I definitely enjoyed it. I can prepare more things in the future. If from here on, what you want to do now is if you enjoyed this and you feel there's more things you'd want me to tackle, especially, what you want to do is you want to join my Discord. Discord.g/tryhex. It is super lit. I'm in there every day, most days. There's a couple days I forgot to post and whatnot, but yeah, you come join me. Sorry, my glasses are itching. My freaking whatever skull thing, skull head. Join the Discord and hit me up. Let me know what's good. I try to reply when I am tagged, like I'm going to do after the stream right now, actually. So I can prepare more things. Maybe I can do this every. Maybe I can do it like every, I don't know, like once a week throughout February and go from there. I don't know how often I really want to do it though, because ultimately, I'm right there with you. I totally understand. I actually will come back to this point here about why I've been streaming since. Oh my God.
Top cheer is only 2,000 bits. Let's change that. Less than 3.
Oh my God. Jaker Breaker destroying the top bit thing. Oh my God, dude, you are a beast. I fuck my dick. Oh my God. Bro. I'm gonna need you to drop down right now and give me 100,000 tryhards in chat. Holy shit, dude. You are a beast. You are a monster. Thank you again. I am allow me to sit here and tip. Try-tip in chat, y'all. Try-tip. Tryhards in chat. Oh my God, dude. You are that'll buy me a lot of protein right there. Thank you again, fam. Actually, these are actually not really bright right now. But to continue here though, I don't do these, or I've been streaming. If you're first time here, for example, I have been streaming since February 2011. I went full time July 2015. I've been doing this full time for 2.5 years now, right? It's been a crazy roller coaster. I never thought I would be this far to where I could do something completely non-gaming and still have this amount of love and response and affection, both to you all for being here and unto me from you all for enjoying what you're seeing and staying around and whatnot. It puts a smile on my face, makes me excited to come here day after day, yo. You don't even know. I am beyond thrilled. It's fantastic, right? But I have not considered doing this before because I thought...
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
I love how it cuts me off as if I was going to say that. Like, Rex Wrath, oh my God. This free sub banner is this sub banner is broken to you right now. Like... So what I was going to say is that I don't do heavy topics because I don't want to be a... Yo, DJ Salted, that's what's good, fam. I don't want to be like a negative person because I totally get it. I get it. You don't come on Twitch to get told how shitty the world is. You don't come on Twitch for all the bad news about how we're already doing irreversible damage to climate change. The
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Indie bro, thank you for the Prime sub as well. You're a beast. You don't come here for all that bad news. In fact, we're probably having news cycle fatigue now, to where it's just like it's gotten to a point where at least in the USA, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little political here, but do you know there was 2 school shootings in the same...
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Well, point is, I think you get Big Saw. Yeah, like there was two school shootings that didn't even get a blip on the radar. Back in January, and it was like because there was like so much shit happening every day with the White House press and whatnot. Anyways, though, I totally get that. You come on Twitch because maybe you have a shitty job, maybe your boss is a fucking dumbass, maybe you are underpaid, overworked, and you're like so ready to fucking move on with your life, and you come on Twitch after a long shitty day at work. I did many a time, just to turn your brain off and be reminded of like how awesome games are, how awesome people are. Maybe you're surrounded by like normie friends who don't get you and your hobbies. When you come on Twitch and you feel that connection, once a day online in the digital realm, and you're like, you know what? No one gets me IRL, but oh my god, they get me here, dude. I belong here, and it's awesome. The shit posting is on point. The chats are plentiful and full of life and energy, and I can relate to everything happening here right now, and you feel like you're part of that community, dude. Like, I want to sound like a Twitch marketer right now, but whether you hit the stream and you open the stream up, whether it be when you open that up, whether it be when you type in the chat, or whether it be you hit the sub button and you get the big dick badge and the community praise and whatnot, whatever it may be, you've joined a community that you identify with. You choose to stay there because there's something that pulls you in with a connection, whether it be the game I'm playing, the stream that I'm conducting, or the chat that's here accompanying the stream itself. Something's going on there. So I'm not really excited to like tell you how shit the world is. Actually, if anything, you want to know the real truth right here, I actually get off of Twitter. I used to be on Twitter all day long reading all the bad news and getting caught in that, and that's why I wasn't live until like 5 or 6 p.m. my local time that night, because I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's exhausting. I have to like, I would end up like reading and watching more videos about how stupid, fucking terrible it's getting over here in USA. But like, sorry, I'm trying to move on here. But yeah, actually, like, I get off. I go out of my way to make sure I don't read Twitter until I have to. Honestly, like when I go like to update you guys on when I'm gonna stream is when I'm looking at Twitter at that point usually. So it's like, so that's really about it. Yeah. So I'm never really too excited to like be known for that, honestly. But if you guys think it's the greater good, and you guys are like, yeah, no, this is progressive. This is a positive thing. Let's bring it forward. Come to the Discord and talk to me. And the next time I could do this segment, I'll see what you wish I had touched up on, or what more I could bring to the table. I'm excited to hear that. So unfortunately, I read almost like nothing here in the chat. Not forgive me. It meant to be a forum, but like it's almost midnight, and I literally have in 14 hours I have my okay, right. So let's get to that. So the wrap up here. The good news here, y'all. Fully.
Love you and the community you've built for us here, buddy. Really appreciate the real talk. Voeo.
Yeah, thank you, fam. So the wrap up here, let me just, where's that? So the whole thing here I want to bring about all this though was that Black History Month. It's celebrated at Twitch from streamers of color. I am one of them. There are many great ones. I encourage you to please go to this tweet, check them out. A few of them, 2 of them I know. The rest I have not met yet, unfortunately, but maybe that'll change in the future. Quite a few of them have a or all of them that are featured right here have a front page promotion. So if you leave your following page once in a while and come to the Twitch front page, you can see them featured for a 2-hour segment on select days throughout February. So check them out and whatnot. But special, if you enjoyed the discussion tonight, if you enjoyed my stream, then come back tomorrow, because tomorrow it's my turn. So you'll see Big T Heezy on the Twitch front page. I'll be there tomorrow, noon Pacific time. That's 14 hours from now, everyone. Come through, come see what's good. I will be doing Mario Odyssey speedrunning. I'm going to be doing an 80% run and Darker Side run. So you can come through and see both those things right there. And it's going to be a hot stream, man. We're going to be there. I'm going to be doing that shit all day, yo. So I hope to see you guys there. I'll share with you this tweet as well. Yeah, but come see me and come see everyone else the days on afterward, man. It's going to be fantastic.
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Try hard.
Gut heated, what's up, fam? Be there or be try soft, yo. I agree with that.
I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Yukon Dropout, thank you for the prime sub as well. What about Big John? Is Big John on here? Let me see here. I don't know. Maybe Big John wasn't available. I'm not quite sure. Let me see here. Yeah, look, my boy Dada Dave's on there too. Oh, that's awesome. The Black Hokage. Oh my god, that's this is an awesome name. That's an awesome
Anime,
name.
I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Smash Studios is on there too. That's awesome as well. My boy PB&J. Rocket Station, thank you for the $4.99 sub. You're a beast. Yeah, no Big John.
Anime, I don't really fuck with that. But hentai, that's my shit.
Falco RS, thank you as well, man. Thank you for the 33 months. You're getting up there, way up there. Thank you, everyone, again. But yeah, so tomorrow.
Anime.
Tomorrow. I cut you off there. I'm sorry, that KMSX, man.
Racism. I don't really fuck with that. But Black History Month? That's my shit.
Odds of April, thank you so much, man. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, tomorrow it's go time. The front page promotion starts in 14 hours. However, I will be here much earlier than that. We have prep work to do. I want to put on a great show for front page. I want to convert as many people as I can to the Legion of Tryhard and have them be happy tryhards again. I want to organically have Trihex or the tryhard emote as high as it could be on the rankings. You know, maybe people be less. You know, what if tryhard was number 3 overall for positive spam rather than racist spam? Would they still be mad then? Oh, so you just now you're just jealous. Okay, all right, it's cool. We got that. We can do that. So yeah, we'll see what's good, man. I'm excited, yo. You can spam tryhard. You can spam it here in safety. I got y'all, fam. We can do that. Organic, good old organic, wholesome, no hormone injections, no HGH, no steroid growth, just good old organic, homegrown shit posting, man. We're here, baby. They hate us because they ain't us, yo. So, with that, we are good here. Let me see who can we raid. This is a unique vibe here, and I am so touched that you guys all stay here. That is awesome.